in that way. It really is. It's a different world, you know?
Yeah, you know what? Going back to the washed high school athlete thing, I'm not obviously playing sports anymore, but I've
Mhm.
always loved, being a part of some kind of a team aspect, and
Yeah.
even just being an IGL. Like I was the captain of my swim team, and that's an individual sport, so it's not like there's any strategizing going on,
Mhm.
but you still gotta like hype
You're a leader
everybody up.
still. That's amazing.
Right, you gotta talk everybody into their game plans, and
Mhm.
I think that transfers over to Counter Strike, esports and real sports.
Yeah.
Are it's totally the same mental aspect. So to
Mhm.
have this to fill that hole has helped a lot too. Just
Wow.
love it, man. I'm trying to go all the way with this as far as I can for the next handful of years, and then whenever I'm done, I'll be done. But
I
for now, we're
really
we're we're getting started. So
I really love what you said about like being an athlete, like a leader in an athletic sport was like some of those skills transferred to CS because I was a leader actually at in a work environment, oddly enough. And I don't know. I feel like if you're a leader in just about anything, you know how to talk to people, especially in real life, that gives you an advantage, 100%. You know what I
right.
mean? It's a big
Yeah.
advantage
You gotta know how to
to
deal
win.
with people,
Yeah.
problem solving, diffusing situations.
Yeah.
Even when you're angry at everybody as the
Mhm.
leader, that was a new one for me,
Yeah.
playing CS.
I think it's all good. All right. I think
All right, cool.
we're ready to hit it, sir. All right, Mr. Lando. Are you excited for your first podcast guest appearance? Are you hyped?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's a little bit of a weird feeling, but I think I need to get used to having a camera in front of my face if I ever plan on streaming and things
Yeah,
like
man.
that.
Hell yeah, bro. So, Lando, welcome to the Duality podcast. This is episode number 3. So, this is our third Duality podcast we've done. Before we had our second episode, which was an interview with ISO, who's the captain of our Duality Zero squad, and they're killing it in IM. They're actually, I think they're in the top 10 of teams on IM, in IM League of ESEA right now for Counter Strike 2. So, they're fucking killing it right now. And then our first episode was just an introduction to Duality, and it was an episode where we talked about North American Counter Strike versus EU Counter Strike. Kind of introduced you guys a bit to us, though. And then now, today, we have the great pleasure of having Lando on, which is one of our newer homies into the Discord. But he's been the guy we talk about. Like I've heard about Lando for a long time. I think I've been hearing about you for like a long time. Probably like I don't know, end of 2025 is when I probably heard your name a few times, and then now into the year, introduced to you now, and now you're leading a team. What's the team called, Mr. Lando?
I went with alternate flow because
Love it.
it's how we're gonna be moving, man. It's gonna be different. We're a new team, so
I fucking love it, bro.
that's how it
That's the
always
energy.
goes.
Yeah, man. So really excited to have you here on the podcast and learn a lot more about you and ask you some questions and get to know you a bit more. I think just like the last few months of you being on this team. I mean, how long has it been? Maybe like a month and a half or just a month? I don't even remember.
Yeah, I think we're just over like 4 weeks now,
It's
five
been it all
weeks.
goes quick, you know?
It's week 5 right now. Yeah, it's week 5 already. Holy cow!
It's
Yeah,
insane, right? It's crazy.
yeah. Week 1 was a roller coaster. We ended up cruising through that, and then before you know it, now we're on week 5.
Yeah, man. I mean, before I was looking, I think you messaged me. I don't know if you saw a post on Reddit or somewhere else. I have no idea. Maybe the CS Scrim server.
I think that's where I first heard about you guys, and just from a couple friends on my FACEIT
Hmm.
lists too, like posting the Duality profile pic. I was like, who are these guys?
Who are these goobers? But like
Yeah.
seriously, like you came in clutch for me because I was searching for somebody to do what you're doing now. Like I had a squad of guys, right? Like several guys that were just looking for an IGL or a captain to like lead them, right? And I was like, fuck, man, I can't find it. There was a guy named Halligan If you ask your homies about it, they'll know who I'm talking about. But Halligan, like, he had the most restrictive schedule ever. He was like, "Yeah, I'll do it," but like he could only get on at like 5 o'clock in the middle of the day, and that was it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um, like one weekend he could get on, and then he basically just like disappeared out of existence. And I was like, "Fuck, bro!" Like I'm just like left with this. And then Lando came in clutch, saved the day. Not only did he come in clutch and save the day, but he's also the best person for the job. Like he's just been like you've just been killing it, man. Like these guys love you,
Appreciate the glazing. Appreciate the
bro.
glazing.
These guys love you, bro. Like seriously, these guys love you. It's quick to tell why
Appreciate
though.
the love, man. I'm trying my best here. I'm trying to make the most of everything. So
You know what I always say, bro? If you try your best, then what is there to lose? You know what I mean? That's all you can ever do in life is try your best. Well, man, there's it's been an interesting, couple of weeks in the Counter Strike space. How are you feeling about Animgraph too? Out of curiosity.
oh, I have my opinions on it for sure. But at the end of the day, however the game is however the game is. This is you get what you get in Counter Strike.
Hmm.
Valve likes to send us into these doomful positions. If you remember in CS:GO, we
Yeah,
had the wonderful CZ75 one-shot headshot.
it's good.
And it was like completely accurate. And then you had the R8. You had the AUG situation really early on, and that was a long time ago. But now we're with Animograph 2. It's another step in the process of trying to iron this game out. I mean, I think what they're doing with it is we're going in the right direction, but it definitely needs a little bit of
Yeah,
maybe tweaking. I hear, and it's not just on my end. I'm hearing it from everybody that it just feels a little off, or
yeah,
maybe your crosshair. I mean, without a doubt, right on that man's head, and I don't know about that. There's just some maybe I don't know what the
mhm,
word for it is, but just latency. It seems
yeah.
like
Do
I don't
you
know.
did you have the same feeling in CS:GO, like with 128 tick, or do you think that it's been a little bit off ever since we lost
Um,
128 tick?
as a
Or
as a CS:GO player that played like ESEA and FACEIT 128 tick servers religiously, that just felt solid across the
it
board,
did, right?
man. And when somebody killed you very quickly, you saw their head for a split second and you were dead. You knew it was a pre-fire, or they're running across your screen and you're panic aiming, and none of those bullets hit his head, and you're not even angry about it because you fucked up. But now we're seeing situations, and this was me yesterday.
Yeah.
Almost freaked out because full AK spray right down on a guy who's not looking at me, and I even spray transferred off of him to the bomb planter, and boom, I'm dead.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
So, what would you rate the Animograph update out of 10 currently? Like the
I
game
I'm
how it was
giving it.
before to how it is now.
It's a reluctant improvement. Okay,
Okay.
we're going in the right direction. It needs some tweaking, but there's moments where I am getting 4 USP one taps, my crosshairs all in their head, and it feels really clean. It doesn't seem like the enemy is like jittering around as much. It seems like it's a little more trackable, less random.
Wow.
No more donk, not as much donk peeking going on.
Right. Yeah, I think I tend to agree with you. There's been a lot of situations where I've gotten kills and I've been like, dude, there is no way that a week ago I would have got these like this double kill I just got. Like it just wouldn't have happened.
The
Other
game just
situation
changed.
was the
That's all.
reverse, you know?
And yeah, and it's just change, man. We hate change. We're Counter Strike players, but
Yes, we do.
that's what this game does. It
It's got to
changes.
be this way for 20 years straight and just no change ever, please.
Right. Nope.
I pulled up the Rops quote because I thought it was interesting. Rops actually, Dust2 US interviewed Rops recently, and I'm sadly a Rops Glazer and Rops fanboy, so just a clear heads up
Movement
out there
God.
about that.
Movement God.
But he said, it doesn't feel right. It's hard to say, but it's not the best first impression. So I think I'm somewhere in that probably halfway point myself, like where I think it's like it feels good in some instances, in other instances it
Yeah.
feels worse. But I guess that's how it is. That's what improvement looks like, right?
Yeah, it's a reluctant 7.5 out of 10 for me.
7.5 out of 10. Okay. You
Like
heard your
like
first guys.
for the love of the game.
For the love of the game. So that's Animgraph. So Animgraph, I think we're loving it. We're getting used to it. Don't love it sometimes. It's been fun. The interesting thing that happened recently has been FACEIT forcing everyone to redo their placements. I know personally it's been rough for me because I've lost 500 elo in like a week. But hey, I'm not mad. It's fine. I
Yeah,
deserved that.
I
How about
think
you,
we're
Lando? How you
starting.
enjoying placements?
Well, I was maybe a couple games actually. Like I was 1950 peak elo in season 8, I think.
Hmm.
About to get level 10, and I started maybe like playing heavily again. Um, I want to say November-ish,
Hmm.
December-ish, when I was laid off from my construction job, and I started just picking the game up again after a while. And I realized that the elo pool is very weird, and this
Yeah.
is kind of like it's hard because you're playing with a lot of random players all of a sudden doing their placement matches, and the skill levels all over the place. But I think we're gonna find ourselves in a spot where it'll iron out to us being in our correct position because you have all these 2,000 plus elo players that shouldn't be there. And I mean, we're not trying to be mean about this, guys, but stop
No,
buying accounts.
a lot of people feel pretty. A lot of people feel the same way. 100%.
Yeah, you got to do something about it. So I mean, I lost my elo. I'm down to, yeah, I've lost like 400 elo myself.
Hmm.
But I know I can get it back, no problem.
Easy for you, bro. Same here, bro. We're gonna get it back together, man. I believe.
Right? Yeah, just gotta stop rage queuing.
Yeah, oh my god, dude, that's what OG literally says to me like all the time. It's like, listen, bro, I don't rage queue. I just love the game. Yeah, I know it's like
Me too.
cringe almost to say a little bit, but like I love the game so
Yeah.
much that I don't care. Even if I lose, I'm still having fun. That's why
Yeah.
I'm
I
like
mean,
7K pugs in, bro. Sadly.
there's a there's a stint on my profile I can look like you can kind of see when
Hmm.
I'm rage queuing, shouldn't be playing, and when I'm just losing games and
Yeah.
it's not my fault. And like as a player myself, I just need to stop.
Hmm.
When I have a couple bad games, just get off, man. You don't need to
Yeah.
go play Premiere or something. And that's the main reason why I think I'm losing elo as a player and why
Hmm.
most people do. But yeah, it's just I like the change. Just like Animograph 2, there needs to be some kind of change, and
Yeah.
this is something. So
I think it's funny because FACEIT was like I was asking, like forever. I've been asking for an elo reset, because like you said, even there's players who are in level 10 that maybe shouldn't be. So I thought it'd be fun for us to re-earn our elo back. But it's just funny because like I just hit my peak elo of like 2580, I think, or 2560. Like I just got back to my peak elo, right? And then they just did this
yeah,
to me. Like it's like, bro, what the fuck, you know?
yeah. I got
Um,
to be challenger for a day.
that was awesome. I'm sure I've never hit challenger before, and you could say you got that, man. That's fucking awesome.
Technically,
Yeah,
yeah,
you did.
technically,
You hit challenger, bro.
just for a day, and
Guys, you're looking
so
at Duality's first ever challenger right here.
yeah. I think it's okay. It's a good change. I
Mhm.
think 90 days though for the season might be a little weird because I think the way they should have done it is they should have timed it with the ESEA seasons as well. I
That
think
makes sense.
when the new ESEA season rolls in, they should reset the ELO as well and keep up the pace with that and
Mhm.
start communicating, VRS scale with FACEIT and like showing people, hey, especially in NACS, we need some kind of ladder presented to us where we can clearly see this is the way I can work up to being a better player
Yeah.
or work up to getting an advanced league or main league. Like that's my personal goal. I'd want to
Hell
make
yeah.
advanced one day in the next 3 or 4 years. So
Wow.
it's
Mhm.
people need to see that clearly because even for me, I didn't really see until I discovered ESEA one day when I was a kid. I was like, oh, this is how I become a professional Counter Strike player climbing these leagues. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
But even in like Premier, those players coming to face it, they don't even understand what ESCA is still.
Yeah.
And if we could just show people like, hey, this game is serious when you come to face it, we
Yeah.
might see less of those trolls in the face it queues that we see and hate.
You ever get like a new friend on, like you get like a random or something like that? Like I guess like an IRL friend, right? And you're playing CS2 with them, and then you say, "Let's go play Face It," and they're like, "What the hell is that?" You know?
Yeah, yeah,
What's
that
Face
was
It?
when I've had this account since 2015 and it's like my original account. And when I played this back in high school, it was ESEA and Face It I think were kind of at the same time or it was mainly ESEA and then Face It kind of started peaking and ESEA died off. Is
Yeah.
kind of what happened if I believe. and people didn't even know about FACEIT, and that's why I didn't play it. I have had it
Yeah,
since 2015, but I didn't start playing it till maybe 2019, 2018.
it's
So,
crazy. So how did your placements go, by the way? Like I think mine was like 4 and 10. So I won four
uh,
games.
my placements were kind of comedic to
Mhm.
me because I was playing really here. I'll pull them up right now so I don't get inaccurate with my information here. Okay, so I lost 4, won 6, and in
Plus 4,
every
1, 6. That's pretty
single
good.
one of those games, besides one of them, I would say I was like an impact player doing very well. There's only one poor face it rating of 0.86,
Yeah,
which
I've
is
seen some people who
shame on
were.
me.
I've seen some people who are like borderline level 10 who actually like, or even like close, or like I guess like mid 9 who jumped into 10 off of good placement. So I
Yeah.
was like, damn,
No,
okay.
but what ended up
Mhm.
happening for me is I ended the season in a slump. I went from 1950 to like 1650,
Same.
1620 it says. And then it placed me right at 1620 again. I was like, "Huh. Okay."
What the
So I was
fuck?
expecting maybe a jump up because I won more of them and were high impact in all those
I
games,
think
but
so.
no, I just kept me at the same elo, and then yeah, I've just since then been pugging out and have lost a steady net 100 elo since then
hmm
in the past 30 pugs, I believe.
Me, so I was at 2,500, and then I, like you said, I jumped into a slump, so my performance dropped, unfortunately. So I lost like 200 elo, which was like fine. So I was still like 2,300 ish. And then I did my placements, and I won only like, I think, did I say I won four of them or six? I can't remember, but I won like 50-50 basically for my placements.
Yeah,
So then I placed at like 2080, I think, which is like, whoa, shit, I lost a bit. And then I continued to play like shit, unfortunately. So then I went to level 9, and then now I'm back at like 2050. So we're getting there
that's good. That's
slowly.
good. Yeah, I mean, and even for myself, like I know a lot of people say this, but it's inexcusable for me to be level 8 like
hmm
at this point, and that's for a lot of players too. And I just think like, if we just take every single pug more seriously, we could all
Yeah.
collectively, no matter who they are, could gain elo over time a little better. But to have that mindset, like a shroud mindset where you're non-reactive every single game is so hard, man.
Yeah, it is.
Like I'll go hard and steady for maybe 3 or 4 games, win them all, and then I'll slip up and go want to have fun with my friends and buy a mag 7 and push through a smoke maybe because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I just won these 4, no big deal. And then next thing you know, I'm pissing the people I'm queuing with off, even though I just won 4. So we lose the
Yeah.
next 3, and I'm at square
There
one
you
all
go.
over again. And I do it a lot. I'll admit to it, but
hmm
I see other people do it too, and
Yeah, I do it 100%.
you can
I have the
wake
same
up
problem.
one day, you can be, hey, I'm locking in, but your friends who you queue with are not on the same
Yeah.
mindset. And then the next day, you're not locked in and they are. And it's just,
Yeah.
it's
I
hard
think
to always be on the same page.
I definitely had the same problem. Like I've had friends call me out before and say like, "Yo, why is it whenever you solo queue, you always try hard, but whenever you play with me, you're not?" So I try
Yep.
my best to keep that same level of like locked in because I try to listen when people tell me things for sure, and I do feel a little embarrassed. And I'm like, shit, I guess you're right. I wasn't, you know, sweating as hard as I should be at my
Yeah.
rank.
And
um,
yeah, I mean, it's just the level 10 journey. I think it's those level 10 players that have
yeah.
consistently 22 to 2500 elo or even higher, 25 to 3000 elo is a whole another bracket. But like, I think the
hmm
22 to 2500 elo players have figured out, okay, I can wake up every day and try the same way at this game and consistently perform. And I know one of those people, shout out Mixman. He's usually
Hell
always
yeah, in
offing.
the stream.
Yeah, he was on my team last season and he was level 10 and he was like, "Lando, how come you're not level 10?" He's like, "You're just as good as I am at times."
hmm
And I think he's better than I am, so that's a lie.
My goat,
But
Mixman, shout out.
dude, he's just consistently like
He is.
2200 elo all of a sudden after the past 3 months of knowing him. And
hmm
I'm like, "Wow, this is like a wake up call for me cuz this guy's figured it out." And like he said, I have way more time in the game than him, so why aren't I like at the
hmm
same level he is? And that's just staying on the same page every day and if I want to go fuck around, jump into a premiere instead. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Sometimes fun overrides that serious mindset.
Having
Um,
too much fun.
so curious, do you follow the pro scene at all very much? Some people are into it, some people not.
So I was super big into it in high school, and afterwards I kind of just lost the time to pay attention to it. Kind of when I fell off of like gaming in general for a year or two. But I'm getting slowly back into it. I know about the Apex mogging. I know about Falcons. Trying to be the best team in the world, but they're just fucking right
Yeah.
there, and kind of what's going on. I know Heavy God's still in the scene. Let's go. That's my favorite player.
Hmm.
Uh,
So
yeah,
what I
no,
wanted to
I'm
ask you
kind of watching
was,
games here and
Mhm,
there, but I'm not paying too much attention. To like
mhm.
what's going on.
So I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the phase changes? Have you seen at all what happened with phase? And I
I've
can
heard
explain if you
about
haven't
it,
seen it.
so yeah, explain it to me because I
Yeah.
do still kind of know all the players, but I don't know quite
Mhm.
what happened.
So if you remember, Twist came back to phase recently. So Twist is on
Right?
phase, Frozen's on phase, Brokey, who am I missing? Oh, Jacob, right? And then you had Kerrigan for the longest. Kerrigan's
Yeah.
been on phase again for the second time since like what, 2021, I think.
Right.
Um, so Kerrigan just left phase for Falcons. Did you hear about this?
Oh wow.
He left phase for Falcons. So they went to the major. They actually hit the grand final. They didn't win the grand final. But you know what I mean? They had second place at the major back in December. And then now we're in April, heading into May, and Kerrigan actually dipped out of phase because they were playing so bad the last few months. They didn't get anywhere. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, they literally lost so much VRS, and they're top 50 now, something like that.
Oh
Yeah, quite bad. They weren't going to make the major later this year. They weren't
yeah.
even going to qualify for the major. How do you feel
Wow.
about Kerrigan going to Falcons?
I mean, he's a distinguished player as an
Hmm.
IGL. All right.
Yeah,
There's a time when you jump ship. Okay,
yeah,
there is a time. You can sit there all day, and I am the big
yeah,
proponent of this. Is that never give up on your team, right?
yeah.
However, when your team is letting you
They
down
give up on you.
for so many games, and they're giving up on you, and maybe it goes deeper than this. Maybe his players just like aren't listening to him, and they're in a terrible slump. And you know what?
Yeah.
Somebody like Kerrigan doesn't need to deal with that at this rate
Hmm.
anymore. Because somebody like me, if my team's doing bad, I need to pull through it and work with them the whole time. We're not paid players yet, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We need to work up to that point. This is how you do this. However, when you get into a scene when you can pick and pull and make roster swaps because
Yeah,
it's a professional sport, this happens in every other sport as well. You stop performing, your top players will leave those teams and go to teams that are performing.
right.
Kerrigan wants to be winning championships still, obviously.
Hmm.
So for him to go to one of those top teams, it's totally appropriate.
He got
That's
the
what I
bag
think.
now. The Falcons bag.
How
It's
many how
massive.
many years does Kerrigan have left? Okay, let's be real. And
Yeah.
there really is no age limit, I believe, on this.
Hmm.
Maybe not past 40, but
Yeah. Well, he is the
but yeah,
oldest professional Counter Strike player right now. That's for
he
darn sure.
probably only has a few years left. Who knows?
Yeah.
And he wants to be winning in those last few years of his, you know, reigning IGL champion.
Yeah, I think he
I
is
think he's one of the
36
best
years
in the
old.
game.
So
He's
Fallen's
one of the
always
best in the
been
game.
tailing him. And Fallen's 35, I believe, and Fallen's retiring this year. Like at the end of the year, Fallen is retiring, in case you didn't hear. So he is.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So if so yeah, well, when is Kerrigan you're gonna retire? Is that next year after Falcons doesn't work? If it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, who knows? We just have to enjoy it while we're here and can witness it, you know?
I think it's gonna work out great, personally. That
Or are they
mix
gonna
of
beat
players.
Vitality though? What do you think, Lando?
Um, I give them just as equal chance everybody else had to beat them. That team is unfortunately very good,
Yes, they are.
especially with the coach that they have.
Yeah, yeah. X-Taz, yep, he's incredible for sure. And yeah, they have it's actually kind of interesting, right? So Falcons, you know what coach they have? You don't have to know the name, but you know his background by chance?
Was he the Astralis coach
He
back in the day?
was.
Yeah.
Good
Okay.
good
I
memory on
actually
this guy. Yeah.
listen. So I seen this guy live at I Am Chicago in
Oh wow.
2018, and Astralis dumped on every team that I like. They were the reigning champions at the time. I wanted them to lose. It was I Am Chicago, where I live in the area. Uh,
Mhm.
to see them win, oh man, I have hated that guy, but loved him ever since because
Wow.
he is so good. He's
Yeah.
so good, dude. Arguably better than Vitality's coach. So
Yo,
you're,
ISO just brought up a good point speaking of FaZe, and I
yeah,
wrote this down, but I forgot to say it. So FaZe actually just beat Furia today in Blast Premier, I think it is, or I don't know which Blast event, but they actually just won a game without Kerrigan. They had the IGL being Twist that game, so that's pretty freaking amazing. Let's go. They beat Furia, and Furia has actually been a pretty good team.
strong
Last year they won a
contender.
few events, so it's massive. Let's go.
I currently have OGZD inviting me to a pug.
It's crazy. He's not a knower. Right now, he's not a knower, but generally a knower. We love that guy, of course. So let's talk a little bit about you. Let's get into some questions about Lando himself. Dive into the man. Learn more about the man, the myth, the legend. So, when did you hear about Counter Strike? I guess is my first question. Like you just always known because you said as a child you knew some stuff about CS. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah. So let's take it back. Let's go on the Steam page and see when I downloaded Team Fortress 2.
It's a good question.
This had to have been, I'm just going to eyeball it in my head, 2013,
Wow.
2014, right?
Wow.
And so I was playing TF2 at the time. I was big into trading and scamming people for their keys. And
Understandable.
then somebody offered me a Counter Strike skin for something one day. And I was like, what is this? I ended up asking one of my friends at school because my parents wouldn't buy me games. I would have to like figure out how to get them, and I gave some kid $20 at school. So his parents bought me the game, and he gifted it to me. And I started playing CS in 8th grade, like
Wow.
freshman year, kind of.
When did you
Um,
first get a PC? Out of curiosity.
oh, I always actually just played on my dad's PC.
Was he a
Right?
gamer
He's
or?
Yeah.
Oh
He
wow, that's awesome.
big World of Warcraft guy. I actually learned how to read playing WoW as a child growing up, and we all shared an account, which was kind of illegal and controversial at the time. But me and my brother and my dad all played on one account, and we're like super rich.
Wow.
My brother had like unique items like the Warglaives of Azeroth, which are like super huge during the Burning Crusade patch, if I can remember correctly. I don't know. I don't play WoW anymore, but that's where I
Mhm.
started in PC gaming. And
Wow.
then TF2, Counter Strike. Been a CS nerd ever since, but obviously I play like other stuff like Gmod and
Mhm.
whatever other slop is on Steam for me.
Was
But
Counter Strike like the first game that you loved, or was there any other games that you kind of got really into? I guess WoW. I guess WoW was like the first game you loved,
yeah,
probably.
WoW was the first game that I loved as a kid, and then now it's Counter Strike, and it has been ever since.
Wow.
And yeah, I stopped playing CS around when CS2 was released,
Hmm.
and I had a couple just shoddy seasons in ESEA and Go, which weren't really like we didn't even play the whole seasons
When
out. It
did
was
you
just a bunch
start
of
playing CS
kids.
though?
Oh,
Did you
and
first ever like
CS2 or
start
CS:GO?
CS:GO?
Like, oh yeah, that would definitely eighth grade
Eighth
freshman year
grade.
for
So you
sure.
started playing CS:GO, and you were playing
I
it
think it was that
consistently, or was
summer.
it on and off?
I was playing it probably anytime I could.
Oh,
So
okay,
I
so a
had like a
lot.
lot of sports going on. I was
Yeah.
in track, swimming, all kinds
Shit.
of
Okay.
stuff.
Bro's an
And then like
athlete like that.
and, and then when wasn't doing that, I was trying to play some CS, and I think I peaked level 8 or 9 and Go.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was level 8, just almost got to 9 and Go. And then I stopped playing when CS2 came out because I was a big
Same.
crybaby about the
Same.
change. And now I'm
Just.
getting back into it
Mhm.
recently as of like what it'll be this past November. So we're on month 6 now,
Mhm.
I think.
Wow, so that's a
2 or
large gap. How many years was that, like I'm trying to think here. When did
2
CS2
years,
come
3
out?
years.
About yeah, that sounds about maybe closer 2 or 3 for sure. Like, it's in that
Yeah.
range.
And
Wow.
man, to get back into the game and try to get back to where I was, it's like took me 4 or 5 months straight
Wow.
easily. Like
Were you playing anything else in that interim where you were not playing CS2? Were you playing a different game?
I was playing carpenter, man. I was just working a lot. I
Savage,
was
bro.
focused on my job. Um
Mm.
just focused on getting into trouble at the time and stuff. I honestly
Life
like
shit.
getting back into CS just kind of like leveled me out,
Yeah.
and It's a good distraction away from things outside of work that you shouldn't be doing. So
Brother, I love what you said because I think video games for me and like, the gaming community in general has always been a nice outlet. You know what I mean? It's a nice hobby. It is a distraction. You know what I mean? It's an
yeah.
out. It's awesome in that way. It really is. It's a different world.
Yeah, you know what? Going back to the washed high school athlete thing, I'm not obviously playing sports anymore, but I've
Mhm.
always loved, being a part of some kind of a team aspect, and
Yeah.
even just being an IGL. Like I was the captain of my swim team, and that's an individual sport, so it's not like there's any strategizing going on,
Mhm.
but you still gotta like hype
You're a leader
everybody up.
still.
You
That's
gotta
amazing.
right, you gotta talk everybody into their game plans, and
Mhm.
I think that transfers over to Counter Strike, esports and real sports,
Yeah.
are it's totally the same mental aspect. So to have this to fill that hole has helped a lot too. Just
Wow.
love it, man. I'm trying to go all the way with this as far as I can for the next handful of years, and then whenever I'm done, I'll be done. But
I
for now, we're
really
we're we're getting started. So
I really love what you said about like being an athlete, like a leader in an athletic sport was like some of those skills transferred to CS because I was a leader actually at in a work environment, oddly enough. And I don't know. I feel like if you're a leader in just about anything, you know how to talk to people, especially in real life, that gives you an advantage, 100%. You know what I
right.
mean? It's a big
Yeah.
advantage
You gotta know how to
to
deal
win.
with people,
Yeah.
problem solving, diffusing situations.
Yeah.
Even when you're angry at everybody as the
Mhm.
leader, like that was a new one for me
Yeah.
playing CS. So
Is it harder to be a leader in real life or harder to be a leader virtually? What do you think?
virtually for sure.
Same, I agree. I struggle with
Yeah.
it, dude. It's hard.
And we don't have this problem on my current team, but I'm sure anybody who's played on an ESEA team that has disbanded, we've all been there 100 times
Yep.
because you get these groups of people that don't understand that we're not all going to be on the same page. There needs to be some kind of um, what is the word for it? Compromise, and
Yeah.
with everything that you do. So somebody brought up to me that their team, somebody that I know and I play a lot of games with, I'm like, hey, how's your team going? He's like, oh man, the IGL just like yells at us when things aren't going right. Yet we're just playing pugs the whole time, and he doesn't even show us what we're doing wrong to prevent him from getting mad again. And I'm like, what? That's crazy. You're
Yeah.
that guy's the IGL. He should be showing you guys how to fix what went wrong. And you just get teams that don't understand that concept for some reason, even though they're trying to play the game seriously,
Yeah.
and you can't be serious about the game and not uh, communicate with people
Right.
and get along. You know.
I thought that was bro, like I can't help but agree with you 100%. I was actually like at a work meeting. This happened like earlier this year and it was regarding like how to talk to clients and not get into like arguments with people, right? Cuz in my line of work, like that's something that can happen sometimes. But they said they said in the beginning to compromise is to lose and I was like, "What?" Like, hold on here. I think to compromise is to win. If you compromise
Yeah.
with people and you reach an agreement where we're on the same page, you can win a lot of the time, maybe not every single time, but I was like, whoa, you guys have that wrong. And I made sure to raise my hand and say that because I was like, no way.
Yeah.
You
That's
need to
that's
compromise
huge.
in an organization that wins sometimes.
And you bring up work and CS. I mean,
Hmm.
think about it this way: the professional players on Falcons, they got Kerrigan coming in, telling them what to do all of a sudden, right? Do you think
Yeah.
that they're gonna like enjoy this necessarily all of a sudden?
Not right away.
No, nobody would. But you know what? It's their job to
Yeah.
get along and win tournaments. You're professional CS players. You should be flexible enough to go to other places and get along with strangers you don't know. And I mean, my own team, I have like a player that's he's from China living in Canada. Another
Wow.
one's Taiwanese and he's living in America or lives in Canada as well, I forget. But and then I have a guy who lives in Florida, and then myself, some kid from Minnesota
It's
behind. He's
diverse out
awesome.
there.
Yeah, it's very diverse team, and there's like language barriers at time, and but we work our way around those, and we like try our best, and we're
Mhm.
actually getting better as a team very quickly.
I
The
see it.
progress is crazy.
Yeah.
But like if you can't work together and get over those little tiny problems, you're never gonna get over the big problem, which is winning Counter Strike. It's a
Exactly.
hard game, man. There's teams out there that'll whoop you if you slip up and argue mid game for even a second. So
I think you're completely right, and I try to remind our guys like on our team all the time. Maybe to a fault, you know what I mean? I can be overly positive, and that sometimes that can be a bad thing. Sometimes,
yeah,
but I really do think that to build something really special, it just simply takes time. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen tomorrow, the next day, a month from now. It's going to take time to build things that are special in life. You know?
right. Yeah. And yeah, that's a good thing to bring up is people come into this expecting changes right away. No, you're gonna need at least a couple seasons
Yeah.
together to iron everything out and
Hmm.
get to that point where you're, oh my goodness, we're gonna place this season. We're gonna go up to IM. We're gonna go to main. And
Hmm.
so everything wonderful takes time.
Yeah. If you had any tips for like a new IGL or somebody who's getting into the IGL role, would you say like compromising would be a good one, or is there anything you'd say?
Definitely, it's gotta be a combination of compromising, but holding your ground at the same time. You're not gonna make everybody on your team happy. It's
Yeah,
not possible. So you need to make everybody on your team not leave your team. So
comfortable, a
you
level of
need to make
comfortable.
everybody just at least a little bit comfortable
Yeah,
and to a point where they're like, okay, yes, I can do this. Yes, I can
I
do
can live
this
with this. I'm
across
not going to
the whole
rage quit
board.
the team.
And you might get lucky and all of them might love your ideas at the
Mhm.
same time at sometimes, and it just works out great. And then on the other side, I've had ideas that I bring up and my whole team's like, Lando, this is not how you need to do this because we don't play this way. My whole team is like anchor orientated, so it's
Yeah,
aggressive plays aren't a thing in my book half the time. And
got to live with the
when we
passive playbook.
yeah, when we need to, because when we need to do stuff like that and get uncomfortable, now that we've found a spot to be comfortable and we can do those plays, you can't just
Mhm.
force your team to do crazy shit right off the bat. It's not happening.
Is there an IGL that you looked at and you were like, this guy, I like the way he does things, or is there anyone who inspires you from the pro scene, or are you just unique? You kind of built your own foot into the game, or
Well, everybody's already tried everything at this point, pretty
true?
much, and so I got to compare myself to somebody. And I know we just brought him up, but I really like Kerrigan and the fact
Yeah,
that
let's go.
he's one of those older style IGLs where he's a little more loose and he can trust his players to make the right decisions. But
Mhm.
it's also at the same time when he does call something, his team's listening to him because they know he's really smart.
Yeah.
So he has a great combination of being able to read the game and do these heavy stacks, while at the same time, if he doesn't have enough information, he can still rely on his teammates. And that's going back to being flexible as a team. You have to be flexible in every aspect of this game, not just socially, but in fundamentals as well.
Right. I love it. Yeah,
So,
Kerrigan is awesome. I really love that guy, and I think some of the best years I've ever enjoyed watching Counter Strike. Obviously, 2022 when FaZe had that mini era. That was the best time I've ever had watching CS tournaments ever. Like it was
oh
every
yeah,
tournament was
for sure.
exciting. Every time they would
If
win, it was amazing the way they did it. It wasn't like Vitality. You know, I mean, Vitality just they're so good they make it look easy. You know what I mean?
right.
Phase every win was a struggle, and we loved that. You know what I mean? They were always the underdog.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to see teams like Fnatic do the Olafmeister boost on
You
Overpass,
saw that?
and yeah, live. And
That's
not I
crazy.
wasn't there, but I was on watching on the
Live.
stream. and
That's amazing.
and yeah, and just all these crazy things that happen in Go, like early on in the NIP Fnatic back and forth era. That
Hmm.
was like my favorite Counter Strike to watch. It's just these two teams that are so much better and know the fundamentals of the game better than everybody else that nobody's winning besides
Yeah.
them. It was basically you had two vitalities just winning all the time, and when you had teams like FaZe come up and Astralis come out and start to beat these teams and Tai Lu and
Hmm.
you know just surprise teams. That was always the craziest thing in the world. Favorite era of CS.
I'm glad that you brought up like phase a little bit and vitality and all that. I'm curious. Do you Okay, I saw something in the chat which I will address in 1 second. But I'm curious, do you think Vitality as it is now, who has won two Grand Slams, two majors, I believe, Are they better than Astralis in their era? Which is better, Vitality era currently or Astralis, or are they just equal? Where are you at on that?
It was a different game. I
Yeah.
think you have I think the meta is a lot tighter nowadays. So I almost want to argue that what Vitality is doing is ridiculous and insane and how they keep winning, right? But I mean, at the same time, Astralis hung on to that title for like with the iron grip, dude. Nobody's beating that team. So
hmm
I mean, I just you gotta give it to the coaches, dude. At the end of the day, there's
Yeah.
two coaches right there that obviously are doing something right, and I think that that's not something I've had the experience of having yet. Is a solid coach
hmm
that could be in the background and give us all tips. But I could only imagine that having one person that has won that many times giving you information of how to play the game is such an advantage. It has to be the coaches. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
hmm So we got somebody in the chat who just asked me to add them on Discord. Just so you know,
Oh.
Mr. Bayo, I will add you 100%. Much love for the comments, sir. So next question here. Let's see here. What makes a good IGL? What do you think?
Being able to lift your team up. Something
Ooh.
I noticed where I fell down with these last couple games is when uh, I get tilted, it brings my entire team down, and because they're looking up to me to lead them. So like, if I'm a leader and I'm upset, obviously the entire team's gonna be tilted.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. So I have to refuse to have any emotions during these games, and I think good IGLs refuse to have emotions as well.
Just calm.
They
I like it.
Right. You have to maintain a steadiness that your teammates can rely on when they're not feeling steady.
I love it.
You have to be that wall they lean on, or they're gonna fall over. So
That's really good advice. Yeah. Because like if you're too overly like something good happens and you're too overly amped about it, for example, you could accidentally have your teammates so motivated to make stupid plays because they just think we're going to win because we're so amped up. But if you're just level, then you keep them
yep,
focused on the ball, you know?
it has to be real confidence. False confidence isn't working.
I like that. That's good.
And you need to communicate with your team too. In scrims and practices and things, it's completely okay to suggest new things as one of your teammates. But at the end of the day, as an IGL, I think that any calls that you make in that game should be absolute because you
hmm
are the team leader
It's
and they
true.
need to have trust in you. If you're going to make a call in some game and they don't listen to you, why is there an IGL in the game?
hmm
Otherwise you should just have a relaxed team where you're just five guys playing together, no IGL role.
I know, right? That sounds fun for a short period of time, but then people would probably get annoyed.
Yeah.
So, question: I guess so. Whenever you first entered the IGL role for the first time, was that more of like a I want to do this sort of thing? Like I love the idea of an IGL. That role fits me because you're a natural leader. You have a background with your athletic background leading, or was it a thing where the team felt like it needed it? Like a team was there, they need a leader, and that's I'm just gonna do it because they need it. Like how was that for you? If that
Um,
question makes sense.
So for me, I always just kind of found myself, especially coming back into the game with a lot of experience, and I'm playing in
Mm,
level 7 or 8 pugs. I'm kind of find myself the donk mentality of, I hate having to be the guy telling everybody where to go and what to do. This is so tiring. And then I
mhm.
realized, you know what? If I'm just doing this in pugs, I might as well
I
just
might
go
as
get
well.
go on some team and try IGLing and see how it goes and learn how to do it. Because being a pugger IGL and then going into ESEA and learning how to actually coordinate your team is two different things. It's a huge learning gap, but I'm glad that I accidentally did it because this is how it went. Really, I was mad at the moment for a couple weeks about like having to tell my team everything to win one pug and face
Mhm.
it. It yeah, kind of seemed ridiculous to me. And to barely win, like 13-11, and you're still like, oh my goodness, why is there no arch player on Inferno? Why are we 3B every round? Like, guys, I'm losing my mind here. I'm trying not to be that guy,
Yeah.
but somebody's got to say something.
Yeah.
And so I
Mhm.
had somebody come up to me and they're like, hey, I can't IGL for my team this season, and I need you to do it. After 4 games, because I was calling super puggy style and doing like crazy shit, even though we were winning those pugs, my team like kicked me off as IGL, and the old guy came back. And
Wow.
so I ended up like learning some things, and
Uh-huh.
then I even saw how that this new guy was running the team couldn't
Mhm.
stand it either, and neither could these other guys.
Yeah.
And so we all just disbanded, whatever, moved on. And
Mhm.
I tried my hand again with remembering what not to do. And I came in to your team when you, I think either you asked me or I
Mhm.
said, hey, if you need a guy, let me know. I'm open to the idea of IGLing again.
Right.
And then you're like, hey, I actually have somebody for you. And
Bro,
so
yeah.
I've been like loosely IGLing for a while, but this would probably be the season where I'm hitting the fundamentals of the game the hardest, and I'm
Mhm.
really trying to figure out a strat book and understand the game as a whole for
Yeah.
my teammates, not just for me. Because to play for yourself and understand what's going on across the board, and then going to, okay, I need to have all 5 of these people, including me, understand what's going on at the same time is a huge difference. It's
Right.
it's crazy. So I'm glad that my team is being helpful to me in the fact that I'm not as experienced as other IGLs, but they still have the trust in me to make the right call. They've brought this up a few times. They're like, hey, I'm really like what you're doing, but let's do this instead.
Mhm.
And then they still give me the control,
I
and
love
it's
it how
it's
they
a, it's a
trust you
trust
though.
system.
Too
Yeah,
often folks will hop into a team and they expect things to be right the first time, and they don't give the IGLs time to learn because it's like OG brought up to me the other day. He's the IGL of the OG team of Duality, and he was like, "Man, I've only been doing this for like a season." It's like, "Shit, you're right." Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's really not fair to just like hop into a team and just expect
right.
you didn't know everything because every
And
time you go through a season, you learn more and you carry it on to the next season.